Hello and welcome to Startup TV and our show 60 Seconds, where startup has the chance to pitch their idea in 60 seconds. Today we have three amazing startups. One will help you to find a parking spot, the other one will give you great news, and the third one will give you or will give your dog food with out of insects. So the first startup is already here. Hello. And yeah, if you're ready, your 60 seconds starts now.
First of all, thanks for having me. It's a great honor to give you more insights into how we actually feed the world in a sustainable manner. So our vision is to provide the best insect-based nutrition covering the whole value chain, starting from farming insects to manufacturing them to insect-based products and to actually sell them. So this is our first product, Tenepops. It's a sensitive dog snack, low in calorie, and it's perfect for allergic dogs. Moreover, it's very sustainable as you save up to 130 liters water by feeding this little bag to your dog. So our brand Tenetrio offers alternative proteins to dogs, and if you want to see more products, more sustainable and nutritious products, go to see our website on www.tenetrio.de.
All right, 8 more seconds.
Okay, well, we're a team of 3 co-founders, and we now start to have more people around us and to help feed the world.
Cool, great. Thanks for the pitch. So what's actually the problem? I mean, you say it's like sustainable, but can you summarize a bit more? Where is the need of like changing dog food?
Yeah, sure. Well, I would even go one step behind that question, because the main question is how to feed the world in 2050, which is only 3 decades from now, so that's 30 years. And we should have a plan how to provide enough protein for humans, okay, but also for animals, in particular pets, because they will grow as well, and they of course need protein, and this is a big problem. And the second problem is that when you talk about snacks, like rewarding your dogs, usually you can compare it to, let's say, sweets for kids. So usually you have like sugars, additives, and other, let's put it that way, not that much or not that great ingredients inside. So we cut out sugars, we cut out any additives, and just need as many ingredients as is necessary, but as little as possible.
And like compared to like regular dog snacks, are they like healthier or like equal healthy, or how? I mean, you already said that you cut out like the less good ingredients like sugar, for instance. But how is it comparable?
We can't really we can't say it's more healthy, because it's not allowed to say that, but for sure it is more healthy, because in this case it's only 2 ingredients, so you can use it for dogs that have an allergy or that have diabetes or hypertension. So these, let's say, nutrition related diseases, they also rise for dogs, and it's for sure more healthy.
All right. And last question, like in which stage are you? You already mentioned like this like first product, but in which stage are you? What's coming next?
Yeah, well, I can tell you there's more to come, and when you have a look on our website, you can see we also have sticks and biscuits, and right now we are working on a proper dog food, because that will be the next big step. We've raised some money last year, but we're also looking for some other opportunities for the months to come.
All right. Great. Thanks again for being part of the show. So if you want to hear more about Tenetrio, then give them a vote, and we will cover them, maybe also like the production process more in detail if they get the most votes. Now, next startup is try to solve your parking problem, as I get that right. So how they do that, let's find out, and your 60 seconds starts now.
Yeah, hi, thanks for inviting us. I'm Johannes from AIPARK, and we provide live information on available parking spaces on the street, in car parks, underground parking, everywhere where anyone would go. And we use a technology that predicts the availability and also shows in real time when someone leaves a parking spot based on smartphone information. We integrate also prices and opening hours, and build a holistic map product that can be used by other mobility services. So whenever you want to build an app, you need parking somehow in there, you can use our APIs for that. And basically we work with connected car manufacturers, with Deutsche Bahn as a customer as well. And we have about 1 million monthly active users now. Just raised money last year, and I'm now based in Berlin, so we just opened an office here.
10 more seconds.
Yeah, so to all the developers out there, try our products, try our APIs. It's awesome, build something awesome, and we're happy to support.
Great, thanks for the pitch. So can you describe like a bit more for the user, like how does the experience look like, or how is the process and like the technical aspects behind that?
Yeah, so you can imagine it as a standard map, but with all parking options on the map. You can filter, okay, I want free parking only or something like that. I just want car parks, and the system also finds an optimal route for you that includes the parking at the end. Because normal navigation actually stops at the destination, but all that parking aspect is totally forgotten. So this is really a blind spot in mobility services that we provide a lot of information for, and the end user can, for example, use our app that's for free. Our business is really to help other developers in the mobility space build new interesting services with parking.
You mentioned that you're calculating where the free spot is. So it's like, I mean, when I'm now out here on the street, then you say in this block should be a free space, or like, I mean, how close is that? And I mean, when I'm new in this area, then how easy is it for me to find? I mean, of course I have like the card, but you can't actually point out the direct point, right? I mean, you can say like a street or a block or...
So actually, like you have to think of it from different levels of accuracy. So the product that we have rolled out in 500 cities right now in 15 countries is based on a block by block basis. So every side of the street, for every street segment, you can know the chance to find a parking spot even for like that specific thing. That's good enough for most drivers. They just want to know, okay, should I rather look here? Should I rather look there? And how much walking is actually in that. And whenever someone leaves a parking spot in real time, we show that particular spot. So imagine yourself like coming home from an appointment, and you're stressed because you can't find a parking spot, but then suddenly on the map there's this one spot popping up where you can park your car. And this is basically from another user of our ecosystem. Because
the users, they use your app, then you directly see if they're moving.
Yeah, exactly. So this basically works with activity recognition, and it runs totally in the background, so you don't have to tell anyone that you just left the parking spot. It pops out automatically.
All right. And yeah, I mean, since parking or searching for parking spots is like a big problem in traffic, seems like a good solution. Thanks for the pitch. If you want to hear more about AIPARK, then give them a vote, and we will cover them more in detail. And of course, download the app, check how it works, and tell us how you like it. Last but not least, welcome Nuzzera. You want to bring like new journalism content to the audience or to users. Let's hear how you do that. Your 60 seconds starts now.
Yeah, thanks for having us. So we're Nuzzera. We're a news platform in the age of Spotify and Netflix. Especially news media companies have a tough time to fulfill the needs of exceptionally young readers. That means highest diversity possible at one place. For us, that means having bigger news outlets as well as independent journalists on top, professionals. Second of all, trust as a company, that we personalize those kind of news with the algorithm which is suited just for news and not for social interaction, and that we make sure that the content on our platform is from professionals. And the third and other point is back to Netflix and Spotify. Those audiences are willing to pay for those kind of content, but they want to have just one subscription and getting everything for a cheap price. And all that comes with a good and extraordinary service and user experience which is needed by those users.
All right. Perfect timing. Thanks for the pitch. you mentioned in your pitch, like compared to like Spotify, Netflix, something like this. I mean, it's like this is of course, I mean, like entertainment, and I mean, we all know that like people are more willing to pay for entertainment than for like quality news. Or is it just a suggestion that's actually wrong? Do you have there already like some numbers?
Yeah, actually, that's a really good question. So this is what we thought as well. But the past, especially the Trump bump, showed that this age group between 18 and 34 is willing to pay for news when it's quality, right? So they are actually willing for that, and we think it's a really big revenue stream which is lost for this opportunity by the media companies.
And how you, I mean, defining yourself as a like quality news platform is like not that easy, right? I mean, there are like now also like mediums like New York Times or Wall Street, and they're creating like a wall or like a payment wall, and to bring that and to break that with quality content. So, but how make you sure that like nobody knows Nuzzera, or like most of the people maybe don't know how that they understand that they have the quality or that you have the quality content on your platform?
So basically, this are two parts. One part is the traditional aggregators. You have really the content from sources people already know, and they know that they are good. But there is a big demand. What we have seen for this independent content, right? Medium, for example, is a really good example for that. But people still want to know that these are people who are professionals and not just like an email address and they can just start. So I think this is a way where recommendation or invitation or recommendation from other users plays a really big role for us, and acquisition as well to know that we are trusted as a company and we have really the highest diversity of content.
Okay. So you make sure that these writers you have on your platform are like professional, high quality journalists.
Yeah, exactly. So only journalists can invite new journalists. That's one part. And the other part is that we have a criteria catalog. We are orienting by the DJV, it's the German News Association or Journalist Association. And they have a criteria catalog, and we make sure that people who are journalists hitting this kind of criteria.
And what kind of, are there like any kind of news, or I mean, I think like if you are a journalist and you're writing, actually you first want to sell your article to like a medium outlet or something like that, right? So I mean, what kind of news are these? Yeah.
So we had a pilot phase with 10 users or 10 journalists, and in this pilot phase they gave us, or they uploaded second articles, so they previously have been published, but we figured out that users actually don't care so much where it's first. What they care is that they get meaningful content which resonates with them in a way that it enriches them, right? So I think this is something we're going to see in the first iteration, that we have content which was previously published, but hopefully we can have then content which is actually fresh, new, and something which is just on Nuzzera.
But I guess it works like a bit better with like maybe more this longer deep dive stories instead of like, I don't know, like this daily news, what pops up, because this is something what you want to have immediately, right?
Yeah, totally. So there are two separations. There's news flow readers. This is like an endless feed, as you know it from Facebook. And then these are very short expiration dates of tags. And then we will have something like channels. It's kind of Spotify playlists, and per definition, these are longer expiration dates, right? So you can see really very pinpoint articles to a specific topic, for example, and the expiration dates are longer.
Last question: in which stage are you? You mentioned that you're like in a beta phase with like some journalists like testing it, but how many users are testing that already? And I mean, on the end, how many, or like what will be like the price tag for quality content, and how many users you need to pay a good price for the journalists?
Yeah, really good question. So First question, we are in a closed beta, as you said. We're kind of early stage. We have a lot of registrations, and we just put batch-wise people into our product in order not to go down, actually. So we're iteratively testing it. We have a desktop app for Mac and Windows. Counterintuitively, we have seen that those is demanded, actually, desktop app. We are building now an iOS web, and web app is already out there as well. So if people are interested in, they can just giving out the email address, and after several weeks they will get an invitation and can use us. The second question, the price point will be something like Spotify, so 10 euros a month, under 10 euros maybe even.
So it seems to be like the number what you can ask for.
It's the threshold, right? People are willing to pay, but it's fine. I think the masses make then the difference, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, it's a good point, but then I have 10 euros for music, 10 for film, and then 10 for good quality content. But yeah, I mean, sounds good. Good luck. Thanks for the pitch. And if you want to hear more about Nuzzera, then give them a vote. And yeah, and I mean, you can directly test it, but ask to become a beta user and give them feedback. Give us feedback how you like it. That would be also pretty awesome. And yeah, and then vote for your favorite startup. Just for last explanation, vote for your favorite startup, and then the startup with the most votes, what we will count next Thursday, will get a special story where we cover the startup more in detail. Now I also can announce the winner of last week, and it's Panther, and we will cover them more in detail. And now, don't turn off, watch our special feature from one startup what joined a few weeks ago, and it's super, a banking app, and yeah, find out what they do, and we see you next week. Bye.
Right now, we are a financial coach. So the idea that we have is that people would pay more attention to their finances if they actually had the information that they needed at the time when they need it. And so what we do is we allow you to connect your various accounts. Most people have between 3 and 5 accounts and really no time to log into a bunch of different apps. So we consolidate those, we give you information back, we give you push messages, we make it easy to manage. We are looking to people, again, who are probably about 25 to 55, who are in that middle market, who haven't really gotten into investment yet and are looking for that financial advice and coaching to bring them along to their path to saving for the things that they really want in their lives. Finance is really important for people's lives. It's really important for everything you want to do in your life, but nobody really wants to have anything to do with their finances. You say finance and people are like, that's the last thing they want to do. So we make it more fun, we make it more interesting, we make it more about you and your goals. Ultimately, what we want to do is to make saving for the things that you want to do in your life really interesting for you and really easy to do. So that's where we're moving in the next year. But for now, we provide automated budgeting, we provide great insights into what's going on in your accounts and ways for you to save. We also have machine learning within the system to identify where your purchases are. So we get it about probably 80% right now. Is this a restaurant? Is this actually Helveg? Are you buying, home furnishings or something versus are you buying coffee? And so the automation of your transactions is machine learning, and a lot of the things that we're identifying about oh, you have these subscriptions, or are you actually going to the gym, or are you just paying them? These are things that we can detect. So we are 2 years in market. We are in Germany and Austria. The app is available in German and English. We've had about 50,000 downloads at this point. We have a team of about 25 people, and we are now applying for our banking license, so that's our next step in the path. And so we are then moving into new environments. So I would say we're in a scale-up mode.